Hey everyone, pt.16 here. It's time for another toy bargain hunting outing. While I started off with my normal route, my final destination took me off my usual path. Despite that, I still managed to find some discount stores along the way. Will we find anything good this time? Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. Patreon's down low. All of your support really helps and I notice my stats going up, so thank you so much for everything. Also, don't forget to wreck some turd squirrels. With that taken care of, let's start the outing. It's another early Saturday at 8 AM and I have a long day ahead of me. If you'd like to come along for the ride, feel free to. We're gonna start off with some old stuff at Ross, a Grandista Itachi and Banpresto Chronicle Battle Armor Bikini Maid Rem. Does this have a price cut yet? No, the Anime Heroes Renji Abarai action figure is not discounted yet. Or is it? We'll just have to keep looking. And who the hell put this truck in the way? I wanted to look at the Funko Pop figures I have zero interest in buying. Jerks. As you can see, this Ross went back to utter chaos after one weekend of relative organization. It was nice to see cleanliness for once. Oh well. And what do we have here? The Anime Heroes Renji Abarai action figure did get price cuts after all. I'm guessing Ross drops the prices on things that have been sitting out longer. Maybe the price tag has some sort of indicator and it's a different label compared to the first one we saw. I'll take this time to say hello to a friend, assuming he's still here of course. No, that's a different brown thing. Damn, what the hell's going on here? That's one crowded party happening. You're all packed in like sardines. Yo, Hi C, where you at? Hello? Anyone see a Highland cow going by the name of Hi C? No? What about you? You see a cow named Hi C around? Oh, well, I guess he wasn't lying when he said there's a good chance he'd find a forever home. Good for him. Hopefully he's living his best life. I think I'm good on making new friends for now. Kind of pointless when they quickly disappear. Back to the toy hunting. And this area kinda screams organized chaos. I'm not really seeing anything significant to me or my viewers, but let's keep going. There's plenty left to check out. By the way, there was a Ross employee stocking the shelves, and I didn't want to be disruptive by hovering over him. I decided to wait patiently for him to finish his job, so we're gonna have a cut. I mentioned this last time, but there's been a lot of these Aikido Karate Fighter sets at Ross. This time we have Tails and Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog for $6. That's not bad, effectively $3 per figure. I gotta say, the artwork on the packaging is really awesome. And it turns out we got another Aikido Karate Fighter set, a Beast Strike starter pack that comes with 3 characters. It almost seems like there's some kind of story or continuity with these toys. Is Aikido actually like a cartoon or some sort of comic? I wouldn't be surprised if... Oh my heavens, we have yet another Aikido Karate Fighter set, the other Sonic set featuring Sonic and Knuckles, and what the hell, here's one featuring my boy Donatello and Baxter Stockman. The artwork on this and the Sonic sets are freaking amazing. That coupled with the presentation really makes these tempting to buy, but I have to hold out. For now, I'll remain on the fence. How often do you all struggle with impulse buying? For me, it's all the freaking time. There's so many cool affordable things I see at discount stores that I want to buy, but I don't have the space. By the way, the Ross employee needed to get by, so I had to stop recording, and that meant another cut. Damn, it's even messier here. I guess stocking up the shelves was the employee's only responsibility, nothing about making everything organized and neat. I mean, if he wasn't told to do that, why do it? It's not a big deal, and it's not hurting anyone. I mean, unless something huge and heavy falls from the top shelf. Over here we have more Aikido and Sonic Prime figure sets. I swear I've seen so many versions of the latter with identical figures and varying prices. And speaking of varying prices, we have more Anime Heroes Renji Abarai action figures, one at full price, the others discounted. And don't let the lighting trick you, that is not a solid gold dash dingo, it's only P3. Anyways, on to stop number 2, Burlington, and the end cap looks just as lame as it did the previous outing. For the time being, we have this Piggy brick toy set. What is it with scuffed ass off-brand LEGO sets appearing at discount stores so often lately? Piggy reminds me of Gloomy Bear, but I'm pretty sure they're not related. This set coming with the DLC code makes me think it's associated with Roblox. I would look to confirm, but I have other things to do. We're gonna put that crap back, and what do we got down here? Looks like a Zero blind box bullshit thing. Treasure X Lost Land Skull Island. Is this some King Kong related thing? I guess not, cause I don't see him anywhere. Moving on. The next thing really surprised me. These Nightbird Flex Changers Transformers are not selling. I guess that line of Transformers proved to be unpopular. They're only $5, but I guess people still don't want to pay that price. we're just rushing through all this crap, and check this out. All the swimming vests from last time are still here. Now for the plushies. We got a real cute Stitch plushie here, no doubt in time for the live action movie. Anyone see it yet? It didn't look bad in the trailers, but I doubt I'll see it in theaters. Disney Plus for me. We got a plush My Melody backpack that unfortunately is dirty as fuck. It looks like it got dropped and stepped on a few times. I tried getting a shot of the price and failed. Multiple times. All I can say is even if it was clean, it's not worth it. Anything else to see in this area? Why yes, someone stashed one of those Lightyear minifigure 4-packs here. I saw these weeks ago and I'm sure they will keep collecting dust for a long time. What's the most you'd be willing to pay for this? $1? I've had low expectations at Burlington for the past month or so. Last time I said it currently feels like a drought here and it's still the same. Ooh, gross. I'm not seeing anything new, or at least anything new that's relevant to me or my viewers. It's all the same stuff. Don't get me wrong, those Legacy Evolution Leo Prime action figures are cool, but it's been over a month already. I can only be impressed for so long. And these Mr. Beast Classic Panthers are at nearly every discount store now. Marshall's, TJ Maxx, DD's Discounts, and now Burlington. Ross is the only place I haven't seen them. This Hello Kitty plush was packaged with a blanket before, and look at it now. It's dirty and worthless. Well, that's pretty much it for the toy section. I'm gonna need some food since I'm gonna be out for a while. Let's head over to the snack area. I don't think eating seasoning alone is going to help. Wow, it's actually a mess here. Oh, and look at that. Another jar of those hard candies for $8. I bought one of these a few outings prior, mainly because I wanted to use the glass container after, but the candies are actually damn good. They put Jolly Ranchers to shame. There's quite a few things here. A lot of the snacks you'll see at discount stores look like they're international brands you normally wouldn't find at a typical grocery store like Ralph's, Vons, or Walmart Neighborhood Market. Damn, that's a big box of Nutri-Grain bars. I ate those a lot back then. 9 packs of seaweed for 5 clams. They used to be 3 for 1 at the 99 store when it was still around. And here we go, Jolly Rancher Sour Gummies. I know I just talked smack about Jolly Ranchers, but I was referring to the hard candies. I actually really like these. This is usually the lowest price, but sometimes Walmart rolls these back to about $3. I don't have a Walmart near me, so I'll go with these. Okay, I got my snack, so I'm done here. Let's check out. One thing I never mentioned about discount stores is that they line up the checkout area with tons of snacks, and Burlington is no exception. Looky look at what we got here, an even bigger 27-ounce bag of Jolly Rancher gummies for $5.50. So how many of you thought blue raspberries were real? I remember seeing 2 bald assholes get wrecked on a live stream by some Asian girl because they didn't realize blue raspberries were fake. Anyways, after doing the math, the 27-ounce bag was the better deal, so we're finally done here, so it's time to head over to stop number 3, Ross. And I gotta say, it's so much more satisfying to see neat and organized shelves, even if there isn't much interesting stuff among them. However, let's get a closer look before we jump to any conclusions. We got some more Transformers here, an Energon Matrix Optimus Prime from Transformers 1, only for $3. It doesn't look the coolest, but honestly, it's not a bad price. Oh, we got another Transformer, Starscream from the Authentics line. I think I saw these a year ago at Ross, or maybe I'm mistaking these for something else. Of course I'm struggling with finding the price tag. There we go, $6. The same price Ross charges for Authentics Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, both of which I saw a few outings ago. Now for some more 2.5-inch modernized Crash Bandicoot action figures by Jakks Pacific. There's Caveman Crash and Coco for $3. Why can't the counterpart Sonic figures be 3 clams as well? Got a P2-Dingo. It's cool, but it's not solid gold. But here's a solid gold Dingo figure. This just hits different compared to the others. I passed up on this before because the checkout line was too long, but not this time. Unfortunately, things are going to suck momentarily because the next thing I found were these. Black Series action figures of characters from Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Who the heck wants an action figure of some kid? And we got one more to see. Another kid named KB, and it's so obvious Star Wars ripped off Geordi LaForge's visor from Star Trek. It was the first thing I thought of when I saw that action figure. I went from seeing Marvel Legends Magneto and Hallows' Eve action figures to those two. What a downgrade. And it looks like Series 1 of the Salty Snacks Hello Kitty and Friends 6-packs are still lurking around Ross. I think $13 is a good price, but at this point, I would try waiting for a price reduction. It's been a minute. Now to swing over to the side toy section, which mainly has dolls and girls toys. I typically don't see anything of interest, so my expectation... Oh man, I've been looking for this 2-pack at discount stores forever. Out of the entire Sweet and Salty series 2-packs, there's only one Tuxedo Sam figure while there's multiples of all the other characters, so as far as I'm concerned, I think this is not only a rare find, but something I really want. There's another 2-pack here, but it's just My Melody and Kuromi. I already have this exact one, and I forgot why I decided to hold on to it for so long. If you're ever confused about what I'm doing in these vids, don't worry. Sometimes I'm just as confused at my own actions as you are. I was actually surprised to find something I wanted in this part of the toy section. I stopped recording because I was planning to head over to the next area, but while doing a second run of the shelves, I found a lone anime figure, a Banpresto Maximatic Tengen Uzui. I don't watch Demon Slayer, so I'm not used to seeing Tengen like this. I'm more used to seeing his sleeveless outfit. Demon Slayer enjoyers, care to enlighten me? Oh, and just in case you missed it, this figure is 17 bucks. Oh well, it's time for me to go to the next area, which is Ross's food section. When it comes to snacks, Ross really has jack shit. But hey, if you need cooking oil, syrup toppings, noodles, condiments like salsa, pancake mix, or other cooking ingredients, Ross has you covered. A viewer recently asked me to check out the wall art at discount stores, so I will gladly oblige. When I first started going to discount stores, I used to check out the wall art immediately after finishing up at the toy section. However, the stock updates were slow, and despite some things that I thought were cool, the reception to them, at least on the short side of things, seemed lukewarm. What do you all think of wall art? I have limited space on my walls, so I don't have as much up as I used to during my younger days, but it's still really cool. Even though I pretty much never buy these, it's still great to take an occasional look. Today is a great day for being Pooh. Not shit, but clearly they mean Pooh-san, and probably the most common superhero I see in the wall art section is Spider-Man. Yeah, more than the Avengers, and more than Batman. Hello Kitty and Stitch wall art has been rather common over the past year as well. Though I would say Stitch wall art has been appearing more often lately, most likely due to the live action movie's release. It might be a little hard to tell, but this one's rather long. Maybe it's about 3 feet. Whatever the case is, 15 bucks seems pretty good for a print of that size, and the same goes for the Back to the Future one. We got the old school Avengers. Wait, was Venom ever part of the team? Comic fans, let me know. Here's the Joker, not really interested unless it's the animated series Joker, and under that print, excuse me while I move things around and put them down. There's an Avengers print under here. I pretty much recognize every single hero there except for the one between Iron Man and Vision. Venom fans, if you want a print of your favorite symbiote alien thing, Ross has got you covered. 9 bucks seems pretty good for something of this quality. I'm not just gonna drop everything on the bottom section. I'll at least put back the stuff I moved around. I know I don't put back the things exactly where they were all the time, but in this instance, there's no excuse not to do it. Finally, we're moving on to the checkout area, and it was another banger this time. Despite all the running Naruto vinyl figures, we got a bunch of 5-inch Simpsons action figures by Jakks Pacific. We'll start off with the local tavern owner Mo Sislak, and he comes with his classic red phone and towel. These are 8 bucks each, which is higher than the Mario and Sonic counterparts, but still not bad. It's certainly not stopping these from selling. There's a whole lot more to check out. Up next we have Krusty the Clown, who's effectively a palette swap of Homer. It was even referenced in the Simpsons episode where Homer went to clown college. Let's line up Homer and Krusty side by side and you'll see what I mean. Look, it's like seeing double. 4 Krustys. Out of all the Simpsons action figures I found at Ross, Krusty was by far the best one, and I do feel these are worth the 8 price tag. And last but not Lisa, we got Least with their saxophone. This was a complete wave, and it's always cool to see full sets of collectibles at discount stores. Out of the whole set, I was only tempted to buy Krusty, but I chose to hold back. I'm getting better at it, I think. Any other new things? It looks like a lot of the same stuff I saw during the previous outing, so I think I'll call it quits for this location and head over to the next stop, DD's Discounts. It was at this point I deviated from my normal routine as this location was en route to my final destination, which we'll cover later. Here's something cool, a Marvel Legends New Warriors Justice with Build-A-Figure Parts of the Void. When I first saw the action figure, I thought it was Gambit, then corrected myself as there's no way a Marvel Legends action figure of Gambit would end up at a discount store. Plenty of these anime heroes Ichigo Kurosaki action figures ended up at discount stores. Maybe not as... never mind. Here's a Clear Eyes Great Saiyaman version of Gohan, which looks pretty damn cool, but sadly the prices of Dragon Ball figures jumped up to 80 quarters, even though they're 180 dimes a few weeks before, and 1500 pennies an additional few weeks before that. Thanks, T-Word. And yeah, the Super Boo is 20 bucks as well. Look at that, I said those Mr. Beast Classic Panther vinyl figures were flooding discount stores. I wasn't kidding, and they're more expensive at DD's. No idea why. Here's something I haven't seen at discount stores before, a Grandista Super Saiyan Goku who's ready to fire off a Kamehameha. I think this may be a rather hefty figure because the box was quite heavy. I was actually struggling a bit holding such a wide and heavy box with one hand. Even though it was 20 bucks, it seems like it's still worth the price tag. Any more anime figures to see? Why yes, here's a Battle Record Collection Monkey D. Luffy. I'm not super into One Piece, but do fans refer to him by full name or just Luffy? And this is one we saw at Ross previously, a Gear 5 version of Luffy. Just the first name is good enough. Gear 5 Luffy is 15 bucks, but unfortunately, the previous one was priced at 20. Discount store prices are creeping up to box lunch prices, unless the box lunch prices are going up too. Look at all those new Warriors Justice action figures. Even though there's a lot, I don't imagine these will stick around for very long. As of late, I feel like Marvel Legends action figures move really fast at discount stores, and holy crap, speaking of moving fast, there's no doubt this will. An Iron Man Model 1 solid gold! I missed out on this at Ross, but DD's discounts came in clutch with a spare. If you missed out on something at Ross, try your luck at DD's discounts at a later date. Looks like we got a 4-inch Jakks-Pacific Toad again. This honestly isn't bad, but the movie version Toad action figure looks a lot better. However, 6 bucks isn't a bad price, so if you want a Toad action figure for a low price, DD's Discounts is the place to go. By the way, we got another retro-style Marvel Legends action figure, Count Nefario. I'm kidding, I know that's a Despicable Me character, and I know I've said that 3 times already. I should come up with some new material, huh? Maybe some other time. It looks like I may be done here, but you know what? I did a second run of the shelves and I found a few things kinda hidden at the bottom shelf. More retro style Marvel Legends action figures. Here's Whiplash, which I already bought from Ross on clearance, and Iron Man Model 20. All these Iron Man series Marvel Legends action figures are 100 dimes each. That's 16 quarters more than the other Marvel Legends action figures, but still far cheaper than online pricing. This is an easy buy. Those aren't the only things I missed. I found another anime figure. Here's Power from Chainsaw Man lying down and pointing up. I don't know what the gesture means. I don't think she's communicating "we the ones" because her thumb is sticking out. She certainly isn't the one at 2,000 pennies. That gets a big thumbs down for me. That will likely get reduced pricing. The last thing I forgot to lie height was this 4-inch Red Koopa Troopa action figure by Jakks-Pacific. Nothing special, comes with a coin, and costs 6 bucks. Again, DD's is the place to go for cost-effective Jakks-Pacific action figures. And we're stopping by another DD's discounts. I already see Marvel Legends action figures, and thanks to the back, I can tell what characters they are. Count Nefario, Whiplash, and She-Hulk! Damn, all of these were 13 clams during the 2024 holiday season, and now they're 10 bucks. I bought quite a few then, and I'm buying these now so I can return the older ones for store credit. I'm not interested in Nefario, and earlier I said I bought Whiplash on clearance, so no need to get him. I'm gonna keep shopping at discount stores, and that will put me up $3 in spending power per action figure returned. Those 300 extra pennies per Marvel Legends return can fully pay for one of these 2.5-inch World of Nintendo action figures, or this Apex Legends Caustic, which is also 6 50-cent coins. Not gonna bother with the Anime Heroes Renji Abarai action figures, or the Anime Heroes Ichigo Kurosaki action figures. I'm pretty sure I saw the Solid Edgeworks Vegeta here a few weeks ago, and when it comes to this Halo UNSC checkpoint set, I know I've seen it at DD's discounts before, but I can't recall if it was highlighted in my long-form toy bargain hunting outings. It comes with the Spartan Gungnir, Elite Merc, and a whole lot of weapons and accessories. 8 bucks is a great price for what you get. There's a lone Marvel Legends new Warriors Justice action figure, a bunch of dart guns, and this DD's has the Iron Man models we saw at the previous DD's, both Model 20, and solid gold! The only things I haven't seen yet were some Hello Kitty and Friends minifigure sets or 2-packs. I was actually surprised I didn't come across any at either DD's discounts I went to today. I just realized I screwed up how I put these in order, but we are traveling back in time to the previous DD's discounts because I forgot to highlight some of the anime figures that were in a separate area. We'll start off with the My Hero Academia Bravegraph Hitoshi Shinso. As was the case with MHA figures at Ross and DD's discounts, they only cost 10 clams. Here's a new one, a memorable Saga Curse Field Level 2 Sasuke, and he cost, son of a bitch, 20 bucks. How is this $20 when the companion Naruto figure is $17? While the price is still lower than online, it still sucks. That's not a true discount store price. This one's new too, a King of Artists Saguru Geto, but why does it say Gojo Geto at the bottom? Maybe Gojo's a companion piece? And these model kits have been around for a while. They're old over 10. They were consistently selling out at first, but now, they're just warming shelves. Got one more to see. A Break Time Collection Denji with Pochita for 15 bucks. Nothing else to say. Time for the next stop, Ross. This is the first time I've been to this location, so I don't know what to expect. I figure it can't be that different, but I've noticed every Ross has variables. First up is this 20-inch World of Nintendo Green Mario plush by Jakks Pacific for 20 bucks. That's dollar per inch parity. That's amazing, but not amazing enough to buy. I thought this AEW Corazon de Leon Chris Jericho action figure was ridiculous when I first saw it, and it will always be that way for me. Onto the Funko Pop figures. It's a lot of the same stuff I've seen before, but there's an outlier. It isn't Kakuzu. I've seen him before, but he's uncommon enough to show another time. This Power Girl, on the other hand, was a new item at Ross. I normally don't pay attention to details on Funko Pop figures, but it's funny to see one with a cleavage window. But I guess it's not Power Girl without one. And don't forget, Ross is not immune to having unlicensed off-brand ass toys with licensed characters like this. Let's keep going. The store shelves are quite full, but it's a lot of the same stuff we've seen already. That's just gonna happen when you go to different locations of the same chain. You could tell this Apex Legends crypto action figure has been here for a long time. Look at how worn down and jacked up the box is. $5 is too high, and I'm sure the people who buy those know they should be priced at $3 at Ross. Nothing else on this shelf, but there's a whole other one to check out, and it's actually where all the dolls and toys targeted towards girls is at. We'll spin around to this small end cap to find absolutely nothing. Well, not physically, there is stuff in existence here, but it's just not something I'm into, and likely that's the same case for my audience. If I'm wrong about you, feel free to call me out. Okay, I found another part of the store where there was more toys, but it wasn't really organized. There was a box filled with all sorts of crap. I'm guessing this was merch to be put on the shelves, but the employees hadn't got around to doing it yet. They didn't seem to mind me hanging around and looking, so why not take a dig? We got Jude Law from Star Wars The Skeleton Crew. That's some of the best Star Wars merch right up there with the Acolyte, huh? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Check this out. A Black Series Star Wars Acolyte action figure of Jedi Knight Yor Forger. Pet Dander. Yord Fandango. Yes, that'll do. Anyways, I'm not interested. Jedi Master Trinity was the only one from the Acolyte worth buying in my opinion. I'm gonna dig a little more to see if there's anything cool, but it doesn't look like there's anything else to see, and I didn't feel like tunneling all the way to the bottom. I was convinced I'd see more of the same. Now we're at TJ Maxx. Although I go to Marshall's every now and then, it's rare that I go to TJ Maxx, even though technically they're the same store. Got another giant Jurassic World T-Rex action figure. 25 bucks doesn't seem bad for something that huge. Then we got tables and tables of kids' toys that aren't for me. The way things are organized, it would make one think it's the holiday season. Those are some big Elsa plushies. And a dirty Simba. Didn't another live-action Lion King movie release recently? I thought the first live-action movie had some good spots, but obviously doesn't hold a candle to the animated original. The rest of this is the usual discount store slop. Out of all the discount stores I go to, TJ Maxx is the one where I rarely ever find anything good. Somehow, I find more stuff at Marshall's, even though they're owned by the same company. Question time, how are your TJ Maxx stores? Is it common for you to find collectibles like anime figures or action figures there? If you like Bluey, you'll typically find that merch in large quantities at both Marshall's and TJ Maxx. That's about it though. It's funny that the one collectible I found that could be for me is a Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed Tails car. I think $5 might be standard. I know I see them occasionally, but I always forget the prices. I think we're done with the toy section. TJ Maxx, like Marshall's, tends to have a pretty good snack section, so let's jump over there. And right off the bat, it looks pretty good. Like Burlington, I'm under the impression that a lot of these are specialty or perhaps international goods you don't see in a run-of-the-mill supermarket. These sesame sticks are one of my favorite snacks, but I tend to wait for clearance pricing. I don't buy food items for regular price at Marshall's or TJ Maxx because it doesn't take long for them to get reductions. I love cashews, and it's $6 for this bag. That seems to be pretty expensive to me, and I'm more than willing to bet an equivalent sized bag of cashews is even more expensive at an actual supermarket, and when it comes to a place like Whole Foods, I bet it would be like at least double the price. There's a lot to choose from. Even if you have dietary restrictions, you can find a snack to satisfy your taste buds. Things aren't super cheap, but if you find stuff on clearance and it looks good, go for it. Now for the next stop, another Burlington. I lost count of what the stops were a while ago and I don't feel like going back to check. I didn't mention it before, but it was my first time at that TJ Maxx and it was my first time at this Burlington. In fact, it will be my first time I've been at the remaining discount stores I go to for this outing. I just noticed we're 25 minutes into this toy bargain hunting outing. If you're paying attention to the run clock, there's still quite a bit to go. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves, and if so, make sure to slap me with a like and maybe a sub as well. Your support matters, and I see it positively affecting my statistics. Thank you all for that. Alright, let's get back to checking out the shelves. Here's something from the future How to Train Your Dragon series. 9 Realms. This Fault Ripper looks like it's missing parts, but maybe the wings are hidden away in the packaging. How much was it again? $3? Pass. I'm gonna do some spoilers. This Burlington's toy section only had like one different thing compared to the other one I went to today. Maybe it's not just my usual Burlington that's in a quiet period, maybe it's all Burlingtons. And here's that one thing, Stuart from the Minions with the firecracker and yellow suit of some sort. When I first saw this, I thought he was imitating Bruce Lee. I never saw the movie, so maybe he is? Switching over to the other shelf, we got a Flex Changer Cheetor that ain't moving, and close by, a familiar Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Ramjet with a missing weapon. Again, that's why plastic-free packaging that leaves the contents exposed sucks. I never liked it. And to further drive that point home, here's Skullcruncher and a missing Optimus Primal. Like I said in a previous outing, merch that has plastic-free packaging like this are not only so prone to getting stolen, but also gathering dust when they sit on the shelves. That's an interesting Rubik's Cube. It's Black Panther themed, and it has ears and a body. Okay. By the way, sorry if I asked this already, but what do you all think of plastic-free packaging? Yay or nay? Once again, sound off in the comments. Now we're at this Burlington's wall art section, and it's really happening here. We have some stitch art, both in framed and canvas format. And among the framed art are some lenticular prints such as the Sonic the Hedgehog one. I know that's Blaze in the background, but who's Sonic fighting with? It's a rather large print, and $10 doesn't seem bad. On to the next one, and it's really cool. It's another lenticular print. This one of Batman and the Joker, and they blend into each other. So it's almost like Joker and Batman are the same person. I'm actually surprised that the effect is this visible on camera. Then we have Bluey, and the series by far has the biggest presence in the wall art sections at all sorts of Burlingtons. I would say Nike canvas prints stand out at Burlington as well. It wasn't this one, but I know I saw artwork of Godzilla wearing Nike shoes, likely Jordans. We haven't seen any Super Mario wall art yet, which is surprising, but we got a canvas print right here. The illustration looks very similar to the images used to promote New Super Mario Bros., which originally released on the Nintendo Wii and 3DS. Man, that's old. We ain't done with the wall art section yet. We still got Spider-Man to cover. In addition to Spider-Man being a constant presence in this area, so is Disney. In particular, the Disney Princess franchise. Anyone have a favorite princess? Occasionally, I will see the Legend of Zelda represented at discount store wall art sections. I believe this is the cover to Tears of the Kingdom. There's another Mario canvas print back there. It's a bit difficult to reach with one hand, but maybe I'll just take a peek. It's basically Mario icon wall art. I'm good. Alright, we got a few more things to see. More Nike and Stitch canvas prints, but this Spider-Man lenticular print caught my eye. It's got a lone Venom for one illustration, and the Spider Pro tags Peter, Gwen, and Miles in the other. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but from certain angles, the blending leads to some interesting results. Do I really need to explain what it looks like is going on here? No, I don't. I think it looks rather obvious. If you can't tell, you could come to your own conclusion. Now for another new stop, Five Below. Well, Five Below isn't a new stop. I've been to plenty of them before, but this Five Below is new. I mean, I know I established the remaining stops are new, but just in case, anyway, Squishmallows. We got Hermie the Elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Man, this is from the 2024 holiday season. Moving on, how convenient that the Sanrio merch is right in front of me. We got all those brick toy sets I saw during episode 14 of my toy bargain hunting outings. Up next, we have some Hello Kitty and Friends microphones. It says try me, so I shall. That was a Kuromi microphone, but we also have a My Melody microphone to try. Interesting tunes on those mics. Which one did you like? And speaking of interesting, here's a Hello Kitty nesting figure for $5, so it's almost like a 3 for the price of 1. I'm not a Five Below often anymore, and this is quite cool, so I'm in. I've been seeing various collaboration merch between Miku Hatsune and Cinnamoroll, prize figures, a Nendoroid, and here we got some blind bag, charm keychains, or bag clips. I think they work either way. And that's a whole lot of cup ramen and boba milk tea by Asha. If you're craving some Sanrio branded food and drink, go to Five Below, I guess. Okay, we're done here, and while I did see a Squishmallow earlier, we're not quite done looking at the plushies. There's a whole bin here with even more of them. It's been a while since I last saw Weaver the Waffle, I think. I don't know what that is, but that's not a Squishmallow. It actually doesn't look like there's many Squishmallows here. Oh, there's another one. I've seen this in Flip-A-Mallow form before. It's Joanna the Cauldron. See, I actually remembered that one. Nothing like seeing Halloween and Christmas Squishmallows together. That's that. What else can I check out? The Funko Pop figures, I guess? Well, there's some Handmade by Robots figures here too, but no thanks. This looks more lackluster than a Ross Funko Pop section, but then again, I don't remember the last time I really thought Five Below's Funko Pop section was exactly bustlin'. The remaining stuff is gonna consist of a whole bunch of assorted minifigures. I'm just gonna start firing off the names and they might not even match in the order you see them. Minecraft Legends, Wednesday, Five Guys at Freddy's, SpongeBob Leg Pants, Kellogg's mascots like Toucan Sam, Tony the Tiger, Diggum Frog, and Cornelius Rooster. You just saw Pusheen, there's Mr. Beast, Skibbity Toilet, Adopt Me, Sonic the Hedgehog, Bluey, Green Lantern, Tokidoki, more generic ass brick toys, toy weapons, something Garfield, more plushies, I see Shrek and Hedwig, and a whole lot of other stuff that just screams Five Below. I've been wanting some damn Airheads and it's been a minute since Five Below had them. Let's go to the candy section and they got them. And guess what? It's mostly my favorite flavor, blue raspberry. I'm gonna load up on these. It's 10 for $1.25 and I'm gonna go nuts.
One eternity later.
So I'm done bagging them. 50 is the closest I could get to a number divisible by 10. There was definitely less than 10 blue raspberry Airheads left. I prefer doing this rather than buying the 80 pack of assorted Airheads because when it comes to buying them at Five Below, I can control what I get. With the assorted bag, I could get tons of my least favorite flavors while getting stiffed out of the blue raspberries. Now it's time for the final stop, Micro Center. It's been about 5 years since I last went to this location. If you're familiar with big tech YouTubers, you'll likely know about this place already. If not, it's basically computer tech heaven. Now I don't know every single thing sold in this store as it's huge and I didn't have a lot of time to explore. I'll sum it up like this. If you wanted to build yourself a PC and wanted to get all the parts in one go, you could do it in a single visit to Micro Center. If you're a bit skeptical, let's do a brief walkthrough. We got the keyboards here. If you're interested in one of those Red Dragon anime waifu keyboards, Micro Center's got both the Cyrus Pro and the Acer K686 Pro. This won't be a super in-depth run because this video is already way too long, and this really is just a one-off because I got myself a deal here. Here's the AIOs, or water cooling systems. There's plenty of air coolers as well, but unfortunately, I forgot to film them. Here are the power supplies. You'll need a hefty one if you're going to run a big boy like the RTX 5090. I wonder if those have RGB now too. Up next we have the motherboard section. Whether you go with Intel or AMD, there's plenty to choose from. And speaking of Intel, here are the Intel Arc graphics cards. Perfect if you're going the budget building route. As you can see, there is not a short supply of them. There were a few AMD GPUs as well, but unfortunately, not as many. And last but certainly not least, because they're the top dog, NVIDIA. We're starting with the critically panned 5060 GPU. I saw quite a few here, but according to a recent Jace 2 Cents video I saw, the 5060 sold out. Here's an RTX 5070 for a very hefty 700 clams. That's a good $150 above MSRP. Did anyone really believe Jensen Huang when he claimed you could get 4090 performance out of one of those? At least during my time here, there was an overabundance of 5070 GPUs, and depending on what version of the card you wanted, the prices kept climbing. I did not see a single 5090 GPU, and if I did, I think my eyes would have exploded seeing the price tag in person. There were a few 5080 GPUs here, and rather comically, there were no price tags. I wonder why. Here's all the RAM, a lot with sparkles and a lot with no sparkles. There's an endless supply of DDR4 RAM, but there's plenty of DDR5 RAM as well. I remember DDR5 being prohibitively expensive when it first hit, but now it's quite affordable. That's what technology should be doing the longer it exists. Get cheaper, not more expensive. I'm looking at you, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. And of course, you really can't have a PC without the tower, unless you're making one out of cardboard. Micro Center has plenty of those as well. Proper PC towers, not cardboard ones. Your colors are mostly limited to black or white, but I think I saw a pink tower on display somewhere. So the only reason I came to Micro Center was to pick up an online order I made, specifically for this Acer Nitro laptop. Micro Center had it for $100 off, and at $600 with the specs it has, it was a pretty good deal. Even before the discount, Micro Center had the lowest price. I couldn't find the exact model elsewhere, but Amazon had a version with half the RAM listed for almost $100 higher. I've been on the fence with this Razer Firefly V2 and finally decided to get it. It was $4 higher than Amazon, but whatever. It was quite a long day, but it came with an amazing haul. I couldn't fit everything on my table for one clean shot, so it'll be sequential. Yeah, that's a great cover up for me forgetting to include everything in one go. Oh crap, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Oh crap, I shouldn't have said that into the mic. Oh crap, I certainly shouldn't be including that into the final version. It's too hot today. While this is a gaming laptop, its primary function is to be a content creation workstation while I'm either traveling or away from home for an extended period of time. Now I just need to get some travel portable monitors because working with a single screen sucks. And that does it for another toy bargain hunting outing featuring snacks and tech. It took me a long time to edit this since I made a fumble, lost 8 hours worth of work, and had to start over, so it feels great to be done, and I'm happy with everything. Thank you for your patience, and also for coming along for this long ride. If you made it this far, type airhead in the comments. I know you may have spent a lot of time watching this video, but if you're interested in seeing more, check out some of my previous videos. I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.